Greetings, class, and welcome to Foundation 612, which is a research methods class in the Occupational and Technical Studies program at Old Dominion. And I am Virginia Jones, and I am your instructor. First, I want to tell everyone I appreciate your patience. We had a last-minute change in who was the instructor for the course. So it's taken me a little while. The previous instructor did everything on the web page, whereas I prefer to use Blackboard since it's already set up basically, but it requires a little bit of background setup for me. So first of all, just to give you a little background information on who is Virginia Jones, I am a graduate of the PhD program at Old Dominion University, and actually in 2016 I was awarded a Darden Fellows honor for being an outstanding grad of the STEM and Professional Studies program. So it's always reassuring to know that your institution values you. I have worked as an adjunct at ODU for many years, but in the daytime I am a dean of students at a Virginia Community College. And so that's a pretty hectic job also, but I have a very strong feeling about the courses they teach at ODU and why I think they're so effective. So I'm glad that you're going to be on this journey with me. First of all, let's talk about the syllabus. And of course, it wants to act crazy. So the syllabus is posted in Blackboard, and you will see it has the background information. It basically tells you, what this course is designed for and the goals of the course, the things that we hope you will be able to do. This is not one of your full-blown statistics courses that you will take later, but this is one just to give you some general background information so that you will be able to be successful in developing either your master's thesis or your dissertation. So we're going to learn how to write a research proposal and conduct some types of research. You see the course competencies here. Then you also see how the grade in your class will be broken down. So 30% of your grade will come from the list of following 10 assignments, and you see them listed here. Also, we have 3 assessments or 3 tests. So each of those will be 30% of your grade. And then you also have to work with your graduate research advisor, and during the weeks of this course, you're going to turn in different sections. So chapter 1 of your research paper, chapter 2, and chapter 3. But what we're going to do is work on these things together so that you have a really good understanding of what you need. This is one of the very valuable aspects of working on your graduate studies at Old Dominion University. I can tell you from experience that when I finished and was at the point to actually write my dissertation, I was years ahead of my friends who went to other universities, which I will not name, but some are very well known in the state for their kind of outrageous colors of orange and maroon. But they do not, as a rule, help students develop this early on in their program. So when you get to the part of writing your thesis or your dissertation, you're basically starting from square one. So although it seems arduous and hard right now, it really is going to serve you well in the long run. So that is 30% of that. And then the last thing we have is that you need to complete this CITE. It's called Human Subjects Through Research Training, and another one called Responsible Conduct. And we're going to talk about that some for some more information about this. I personally wasn't familiar with this, so I had to go out and learn how to use it myself yesterday. Since this class has changed its format, it was a synchronous class on Thursday afternoons, but now, because we had to change, it's going to be asynchronous. So attendance is not really monitored per se, but you do need to keep track of what's going on in Blackboard, and you need to make sure that you're always aware of what's happening. You'll see the grades for this class, and basically in any master's or doctoral program, a grade below a C is not acceptable. You have to take it over. So the testing dates are on the schedule, and then the rest of this, about the office hours, as I said, since I do not work on the campus, I don't have set office hours, but I have my cell phone listed as my primary contact, and I also have my email. And if you want to call me, if you want to send me a text, but just say who you are if you send a text so I won't think it's a random person, I try to respond as quickly as I can. Sometimes at my other position, I might be in a meeting and can't respond immediately, but I always do my best to try to answer your questions quickly, because I understand when you have a question and you need an answer before you can proceed. Here is the textbook, which I found out this is one that Dr. Kozlowski had picked, but somehow it didn't show up in the bookstore, so it is now in the bookstore. So this is the book that was picked for this course, and some of the things that you need to have for this course to be successful. We have academic integrity, which is very important, especially now that you are moving into the higher levels of education. You need to ensure that everything you write, publish, or put out as a work is properly cited. We have the email policy, the policy about withdrawing, and then some resources. One very important thing is that the assignment dates are fairly rigid. And if the assignment is due on that date, that is the day it is due, unless you have contacted me prior to the due date, or if it's a medical emergency, sometimes that's not possible. But as long as you make arrangements with me in advance or as soon as possible after, if something happens, then I'll accept it. But being in a doctoral or a master's program, you need to realize that this is training for what happens in the work environment. So everything that's due is the day it's due. Dates might change on the schedule, but normally they change to be extended, never to be made shorter. So this is the syllabus. It's pretty much, most of this is stuff that you're pretty used to looking at. So let's close this. Then we also have the course schedule, which I've had a bit of a time trying to get it straight to fit the way it really should be. You will see the schedule, and you'll see the readings from the book that we have. What I tried to do is put each week, and I have the weeks starting on a Sunday and ending on a Saturday, and it tells you what we're going to go over and the parts in the book. Now, when you see the book, it looks like it has a million chapters to it, but they're really just called topics, and they're only at the most 2.5 pages long. So we're going to look at the topics in the book for the first week and talk about what's going on in class. And you will see right here, it always lists what assignment is due. And down here, I put the CITI, the standards for research and everything, because there are 15 courses in one module and there are 7 in the other. So I just wrote here as a recommendation, you should try to work on these all together. If you have a big amount of time where you're just going to be sitting around the house and have nothing else to do, you can work on them anytime you want to. It just has to be finished before the end of class. So this is just kind of a way to keep you attuned to what you need to turn in. You will see as you go through here that we have readings posted and assignments. And I'm trying to make sure I have all the assignment dates in here right. If you see a mistake, if I typed over here February the 15th and this is the week of the 2nd and the 8th, please email me and let me know. I'm human, just like you are. I make mistakes, but I was trying to make sure I get these all lined up the way they should be. So this will take us all the way through to the end. And you see when you have to submit your certificates for the CITI. And we'll talk about that some more in the introduction to the chapter. So that's it for this part of it. So again, we talk about the purpose of this, because this is going to help you when you go out into practice. If you become a college professor, if you become a professional researcher, it helps you to understand what you're reading. And also it gives you the ability to question and say, maybe there's something else that I could do. Maybe there's another way in making my decision. So research really is a tool to help us make decisions. And so we got the class assignments in here like I talked about. Let me scoot this over here out of the way. So we're going to research, and we're going to have problem statements. We're going to go over goals. We're going to learn all about chapters 1, 2, and 3 of your research paper. We're going to do a review of literature. We're going to do some very simple statistics in this class. All the statistics that we will do can be performed in Excel, so you don't have to worry about learning how to use SPSS or the other products that are out there. And then we're also going to talk about human subjects review, which is a very important part of research. So we're going to have the tests. And this is the other part. You're going to work on chapters 1, 2, and 3 of your research proposal. As I said, you have to work with your research advisor and start developing what it is you want to do your research on. In this class, we will turn in chapters 1 as a draft, 2, and 3 as a draft, but this will help you working with your advisor to be that much ahead when you actually start into your final research. Now, we talked about this CITI, Human Subjects Research and Training. This is the web page that you go to do this. And I talked to Dr. Kozlowski, and he said most of you have probably already seen this, but if you haven't, if you're like me and it was brand new to you, we didn't have this back in the dark ages when I went to college there. If you follow this link, it will take you to the web page. So there are some things that you have to do. You need to register for an account. You have to say, I'm affiliated with ODU. You will need to have your official email address and your UIN. And when they ask you what type of researcher you are, you're going to put a student, graduate level. And if they ask if you want to get continuing education units or credits, you tell them no, because they will charge you for that. So unless you want to pay a couple $100, please say no. You'll see how it goes through here. These are the courses that you need to take: Human Subject Protection and Responsible Code of Research. And then the learner group you're affiliated with is Social and Behavioral Research. And you want to take Social and Behavioral Responsible Conduct of Research. I can't say it. And then once you've done all of that, it will tell you, here are your courses ready to begin. You have Social and Behavioral Research, a basic course with 15 modules in it. And then I also have Social and Behavioral Responsible Conduct of Research, and it has 7 modules to complete. You can go in, do a module, get out, log back in, and finish. That's why they're listed on the schedule, just so that you don't have to try to do all 21 of them at the same time. 22, I'm sorry. I want to briefly show you the Blackboard page for this class and just show you where the things are located. I want you to know that the syllabus obviously is under the syllabus link, so you should be able to access the syllabus here. The course schedule is also there. The modules, I've only begun on module 1, and you see I haven't quite finished everything I want to put in there yet. I will put these videos in there. But I did want to direct your attention to the link that says assignments. What I tried to do is put all the assignments in here in semi-chronological order. So assignment 1, 2, 3, then you have your draft to chapter 1, then you have your test 1. I have made them all available, but I'm still working through making sure that the assignments are written the way I want them to be written. So I have to do a little finessing on the content. So every assignment, 1 through 10, and all your tests and chapters show up and you can click on them, but there's no information in them yet. Assignment 1 is the only one that has any information at this point. So I just wanted to show that to you. And I didn't put the tests under exams. I put it under assignments so it'd be easier for you to be able to get around in what you need to do in class. I guess most of you are familiar with the Grade Center. When you go to the Grade Center, you can see your grades, and as I told you, your grades are weighted, and there are tools in here that you can get to help you if you need to send emails to people or look at different things. So we have a lot of tools available here in Blackboard. So just look around and let me know if you see anything else that you need. So I hope that everyone is excited about starting this class, and I'm excited about it. I remember when I first took this class, and it was many, many years ago, but it's exciting because you learn how to do things in a research proposal, and it gives you that feeling that actually I am going to do something that could make a difference in the field in which I'm affiliated with. So good luck with all of that. And I will post this and also the PowerPoint for the first week, which is Introduction to Research. So thank you.